AJ.
Brian.
Oh God, I already hate this show.
Happy Halloween!
I already hate this episode more than any other episode we've ever done, ever. Oh my God! Oh, this is the part of Halloween I don't like. The generic like it's spooky. It's
That's why I do it, man.
Hey man, like you and I both love music. And if you don't love music, I don't know what's going on with you.
Well, that's a loose way to put it because we like very different music. So tread lightly.
I'm pretty sure that our musical tastes are way closer than if you take, I don't know, my musical taste and, I don't know, Kanye's musical taste.
What? Who's Kanye?
And we're off to a good start. Dude, why don't let's just start this show. This is going horribly. Let's do it. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on PSVR without Parole. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here. And over here is AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground. I said it, but I said it very reluctantly. Loving it. I do love it, though. I love the makeup.
Oh, thank you so much, man. What is up, guys? What is up, Brian, man? Hope everything's good with you. What is up, Game Cats? Happy Monday, but more important, happy Halloween! Woo! Okay, I'll stop now because that is stupid.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the holiday. I love Halloween more than anything else. I haven't gotten dressed up in a very long time, like not since I did lots of drugs and drank and we're going to Halloween parties and that kind of stuff, and which would all just evolve into.
You mean when you used to be cool?
I was never cool. The only thing that drugs and alcohol ever did was help me forget that I wasn't cool. That's the only thing that was working there. So I really haven't dressed up in a while. So it's nice to see at least one of us repping the spirit here. We got Looper, the Underground Gamecat with the €5. It says, got Crystal Rift on sale. I'm quite impressed with the amount of content it offers. Crystal Rift is good, man. A nice old school dungeon crawler, or has a feel of an old school dungeon crawler without getting bogged down with old school dungeon crawler mechanics. It's a fun time, man. It's a fun time. AJ has no opinion.
I'm not the biggest fan of Crystal. I actually really enjoyed Crystal Rift for I think at least a couple of hours or an hour or two, and then the puzzles got to me, man. The puzzles I was just like, no more puzzles. But I love dungeon crawlers in general.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I think after the first couple hours, Crystal Rift does get a little bit tedious. And being like, where am I fucking supposed to go next? You just wander around the same level for hours. Just like, where am I supposed to go?
Pretty good for an early title, though.
Yeah. And if you get it on sale, it's usually only a couple bucks, so you're definitely going to get a couple good hours out of it before you start getting frustrated. Oh my God, really, everybody in the chat can go fuck themselves. AJ made the effort. Brian, I don't.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I totally forgot to buy a costume. I had planned to get something back 6 months ago, and I totally forgot. And yeah, there was a Halloween contest at my work today, and I don't know. So I got home and I asked Julia if she had any face paint, and here we are. I had a couple ideas. Even though they were last second ideas, I had a couple of them, and I think they all would have been good. They all would have worked.
Did a great job. We're also very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm glad we're celebrating Halloween. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm glad all the cats are here to hang out and have a good time. Make sure, guys. I don't know what anybody's plan is for tonight. If you have Halloween plans, and great, go out, have fun, be merry. I think that's the expression, and have a good time. Let us know how it all goes down. We want pictures over on our Discord. If you don't have plans, or even if you do and you want to blow them off, like I usually do, then make sure you come hang out on Discord tonight because it's going to be a lot of just hanging around, and we're going to be doing a pretty, I would say, a pretty laid-back gathering, a nice kickback, where we're going to be streaming some movies, going to be streaming some video games. I think Sonic might be playing some Silent Hill 4 late night. We'll see. I don't want to commit him to something he's going to do or not going to do. But I think Awesome Tatum's going to be there, maybe streaming some stuff too. So come by and hang out. We'll see what happens. Nothing's ever organized, and usually for the best. Awesome Tatum's in the chat actually with the $5 tip, says happy Halloween, party tonight, and stay safe.
There's a lot of guesses as to what I am. I see am I a juggalo? I saw something else. Somebody says I'm a panda.
Oh,
it's a goth. Guys, let me be clear. I am a sexy skeleton zombie podcaster. That is my costume.
Sexy skeleton zombie podcaster. I will
zombie
say
skeleton. Sexy zombie skeleton podcaster.
I think
that's what I chose to be.
I think you nailed 3 of the 4. I won't tell you which one I disagree with.
Zombie, I know.
That's the one. All right. So we've got a few things to take care of here before we get the show started. Guys, a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure if you don't already subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground, where obviously the Halloween spirit is kept alive. Make sure you go subscribe to him. The link for that is in the description below. And as we always thank people that go by in the Patreon scroll down below, which I think is working properly. Let me know if it's not. And of course, everybody that hangs out here. There's a whole other group of people that we like to thank here on PSVR Gamescast Live, a different group of Game Cats every single Monday. Isn't that right, AJ?
That is right, Brian. We would like to thank those who support us in another way by changing their name to something Gamecat, something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent, as you and something Gamecat adjacent like to say. And this week, we have 6 new Gamecats to welcome to the Gamecat Dojo.
I scared Tornado. I scared Tornado. I did this and she went.
Starting with, we got a lot this week, man. Let's go, cats. Hell yeah, I'm proud of it. We've got Gamecat Valerie.
Bing. I've resorted to just doing the bing noise myself because when I try to do it, well, check this out. Ready? Here it is. It's super delayed. It sucks. All right, dude, Gamecat Valerie, like straight to the point. I like it. Right? It's like once upon a time, people were just like, "Oh, I'm Matt the Gamecat," or Gamecat Jonathan. And here we are. We're getting back to basics. Gamecat Valerie, love it.
Short, sweet, to the point. Love it.
I love short.
We've also got Rush of the Gamecat.
Bing!
That sounds like a movie, a great sci-fi action B movie that I would watch twice.
Okay. Sounds like Rush of Blood, but I mean, to each his own. Whatever. It's like not like we're here on a PSVR podcast, AJ. Do your thing,
Don't you tell me about this being a PSVR podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about. You listen. You knew what you'd seen the Midnight Games cast when you signed on for this shit. You knew how this worked. A long time ago.
You know who else we have, Brian?
Who?
We've got I See the Light, said the Gamecat.
Bing. It sounds oddly religious, and when I say oddly religious, I mean oddly religious, and I said that to him because I was like, your name kind of sounds like a Creed song, and he goes, I can assure you it's not a Creed song. I was like, okay, I'm not that there's anything wrong with that, AJ. If you're religious and you love Jesus and you want to share that with the world, I get no qualms over here, man.
That part's okay. That part's okay. The Creed part is not okay. We've also got.
Okay, sorry.
We've also got. My wife is a full-time Gamecat.
I bet she is. I think
Ooh, doggy.
I don't think that was funny. My wife is a full-time game cat. Like, well, I wonder if his wife is like Game Cat Valerie or something. Like,
Maybe,
sir or madam, thank you for showing your support of your wife. It's cool that you embrace the thing that she is into.
Speaking of things she's into,
whoa,
we've also got GB, the oozing game cat-like mass.
Bing. I think Genetic Blasphemy changes his name more than like anybody else on the face of the planet, and it never does the hashtag GameCat, and so never gets credit for it ever. So I'm glad he's doing that now. Oh, speaking of which, the $2 tip comes through from GB the oozing GameCat like mass with a skeleton emoji and a panda emoji. AJ, you're killing it with the zombie skeleton panda costume.
Hell yeah.
Adorable.
I just want to eat some bamboo. Finally, last but certainly not least, we've got CerealKiller, the not so scary game cat. Ooh.
Bing. I don't know why it's not so scary. I mean, serial killers in general are scary. But I mean, it's okay.
Speaking of which, CerealKiller is half the reason I decided to do anything at all, even if it was like a 5-second effort, because I saw his message in Discord that he wasn't going to be able to watch the show today.
Oh.
But he said apparently he's been requesting that we dress up every single year. So here's my promise to you, CerealKiller. Next year, I will have the most epic costume. Next year, I promise. It will be something grandioso. And also, I made a little tribute to you behind me. Just for you, CerealKiller. Love you, man. Thank you.
Oh, it's cereal.
With a knife sticking out of it.
Look at you. Look at you. Well, speaking of CerealKiller, oh, by the way, guys, listen, if you want to shout out next Monday's show because you changed your name to GameCat because you love us almost as much as we love you, please, after you change your name to something the GameCat or GameCat the something, please leave a comment on any of our videos with the hashtag GameCat. That's it. Just hashtag GameCat. People like to overcomplicate this shit, and then I find it and go, what are you doing? And we'll give you a shout out in next week's show. And we appreciate you so very much spreading the GameCat love far and wide. But dude, speaking of CerealKiller, we're going to kick off today's show with a little message from CerealKiller himself because he has some words regarding this year's Mowvember fundraiser. If you guys aren't familiar, Mowvember is an annual event. I'm just reading this from the website. An annual event involving the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's suicide. So we really want to get all the Game Cats together and make sure that we're doing our best to support a worthy cause. And CerealKiller, the Game Cat, is leading that charge. And so I told him, I was like, dude, we are more than happy to help. I was like, but don't make me do any work. So if you want to spread this message, then give me a video, and he did. So with that in mind, let's watch this video. That's not the video. That's the
Happy
video.
Halloween, everyone. CerealKiller the Game Cat here with a special message. Did you know on average, one man dies by suicide every minute? Did you know prostate cancer is the second most diagnosed cancer in men? And that testicular cancer is the most common cancer in men under 55. I'm not here to scare you, even though it's Halloween, but instead, I'm looking for Game Cats and Game Cat adjacents to join our team and help us raise money for the Mowvember Foundation. Since 2003, they've been supporting and funding research projects specifically for men, and with the help of over 6 million members, have become the leading charity for men's health. So what do you need to do? From now through the end of next month, join the official Mowvember Game Cats team using the link in the description. Next, feel free to donate any amount you're comfortable with. $1, $10, $1,000? And if funds aren't available, that's not a problem. You can still help by telling your friends and family to join and donate and get them to talk about men's health. Once we build our team, be on the lookout for a few special events and giveaways throughout the month of Mowvember right here and on our Discord. If you haven't joined Discord, the link is also in the description. Don't forget the most important step. Have fun. If you have any questions, ideas, suggestions, feel free to contact me on the Mowvember page or the Without Parole Discord. With your help, we can make this next month something really memorable. So join our team, spread the word, and help us stop men dying too young. Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, this knife is moving by itself and it's continuing to cut the box. It's haunted. Look at it. It's moving. And it's sawing down the rest of the box. It's a Halloween miracle, Brian. See if it happens again. Then it's confirmed. Apparently you're muted.
Okay, everybody keep an eye on AJ's cereal box. Okay. Yeah, that's what happens when I turn my mic off for other videos. I come back and yep, that's how it works. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything good, so you missed nothing. Anybody out there who's deaf and can read lips, maybe translate for the class. It was really funny. It wasn't really funny. All right, man. Listen, like we like to do to begin a lot of the shows, we like to do some viewer takeover questions. And the first, I think the only viewer takeover question we've got right now comes to us on Discord. Remember, you guys join Discord, and you can go over to the viewer takeover channel there and get your questions in for the show anytime you want. And Emily Baxter left one. Said, I got an email from Sony regarding changes to shipping from Sony Direct. In it states free shipping on launch orders. Do you think this might be a clue that Sony is going to have pre-orders for PSVR 2 during the holiday season? Now, AJ, before we cover this, let me just read you what the email says.
Okay.
It says, we're writing to let you know. Well, that's not what I meant to push. I'm going to blame all the technical issues on Ghost today, AJ. I hope that's okay, acceptable. We're writing to you to let you know that your free express shipping benefit will be changing when you buy from direct.playstation.com. From December 1st, all PlayStation Plus members will continue to enjoy standard delivery available at no extra cost. Express delivery will be available to PS Plus members as described further below. Further below, it says, for PlayStation Plus members placing standard, express, and launch day orders. Standard, delivery on all orders at no extra cost. Express, delivery at no extra cost when purchasing a console with at least one additional game or accessory. And then launch day, delivery at no extra cost on pre-orders. Do you think this is giving us any kind of clue, AJ, that Sony is gearing up to have pre-orders for PSVR 2 during the holiday season?
Well, I sure hope so, because I'm ready to buy one, and the thing is supposed to come out within the next few months, so it's gonna happen soon. And I think they'd be crazy to go for it after the holidays. I mean, to me, maybe they know something I don't, but I just feel like that would be absolutely crazy to not try and take advantage of some holiday spending.
Yeah, it does seem really bizarre for them to kind of ignore this whole audience of people who, they say they want to focus on PlayStation 5 sales. They want to make sure they get PlayStation 5s out the door, and that's their number one focus. But for everybody who already has a PlayStation 5, there's like 20 million of us now. Like, what's next for us, right? Like, we're always looking for what's next, whether that be games or the headset or anything else. What I don't know about, I think Emily might be reading too far into this specifically, because it's great that they're offering, like, free shipping on launch day deliveries, and that helps them compete with Amazon and other outlets. But launch day could literally mean God of War Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice that they're gearing up.
Honestly, I don't even remember if I paid for shipping or not. With, like, if I knew the terms of delivery before this, like, I'd have more of an opinion, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember is when PS5 became available, it was just like, go, 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 go. But I don't remember if there was shipping or what it was, so I have nothing to draw comparisons.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a great comparison either. The most important thing is that, like, they just really need to make sure that their digital store is up to snuff, and that they can handle orders, and that, because if they're smart, they'll handle a majority of the pre-orders to eliminate the whole scalping issue that they had with PlayStation 5s. If they can monitor this themselves, they don't have to worry about anything else. And I mean, I think we'll have a lot more happy consumers a lot faster than we dealt with PlayStation 5. So yeah, I don't think this says anything specific about PSVR 2. What I think it says is that Sony is doing a better job of getting their digital store up and running properly, and hopefully that means good things for the future. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Nice short and sweet viewer takeover segment today. AJ, did you by any chance have a chance? Did you have a chance to catch? By chance, did you have a chance?
Oh, man.
Can we just start the show over?
By chance?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Listen. It's all in all fairness. Tiffany in the chat can't fucking hear us anyway, right? She's just having audio issues, luckily, that are on her end, and so, like, she's not hearing any of this anyway. So if anybody wants to take a shot at Tiffany, this is probably the time. I'll wait. Did you watch Kind of Funny today, AJ?
So I was waiting to get your text message about what the show was, and then what the show was going to be, and then I saw that you were streaming in Discord, and I was like, okay, so it's the business as usual. Actually, I did, when I saw your tweeting about their coverage of the thing, I totally forgot about it. I did get a chance to listen to their first impressions of, well, I wouldn't call it first impressions, but I did see what they got to announce today. Yes. Long answer.
You're AJing the fuck out of this answer.
I do that sometimes. I did.
Eric Hartline in the chat says, "Whose chance?" I love it. Yeah, no, this was great. Kind of Funny had a chance to try out Ghostbusters VR, and despite the fact that you would have expected that during this big reveal, and they're going to have this big talk, that we'd see some new gameplay. But that's literally the one thing we didn't get from this. So I'm pretty sure that the trailer that we've seen, the teaser that's playing right now, this is all. I think it might be in engine or whatever, but it's as it says it's not actual gameplay. So we haven't seen real gameplay from this yet. The only thing that we've seen so far has been like a logo, and then today they revealed the official name of the game. Apparently it's not just Ghostbusters VR, and we did get some key art as well. So let's switch over to that. In case no one has seen it yet, I'm going to switch over to... is it this right here? Oh, look at that. Something finally went right today. It's called Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord.
Rise of the Ghost Lord.
Dude, I actually, this is so fucking strange that you just did that, because I actually played Altered Beast last night. Rise from your grave. It's so bad, dude. Like, I just don't get it, man. Altered Beast was never good. You know, there's some people out there that say Sonic the Hedgehog was never good. Altered Beast was never good. Nice little tech showcase and stuff, but holy crap, dude. I'm so sorry to everyone who in the chat who loves Altered Beast. It's just not good. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. Yeah, PSVR podcast, I forgot.
I don't know how to follow that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, play it tonight, man, and get back to me tomorrow. You will see for yourself.
I've never been a big fan of it, but I like a lot of side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Yeah. Everything from Captain Commando to Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Good one.
To X-Men Arcade, to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyways, I digress. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, right. I mean, compared to literally anything else, it's pretty bad.
I was just trying to prove a point.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. God, let's play some Streets of Rage. Anyway, Rise of the Ghost Lord. Let's take this step by step, man. What do you think of the title?
It's fine. I'm okay with it. I thought it was a little surprising to me because I thought it was just going to be called Ghostbusters VR. But they've always had some kind of. They've typically had some kind of name with it instead of just like a numbered entry or something like that. I mean, Spirits Unleashed. Is that the newest one? I think. Sanctum of Slime, which wasn't very good, but I remember the name. And now we have Rise of the Ghost Lord.
Yeah, it's on the screen. You can watch if you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rise of the Ghost Lord, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of the name. It's a little weird that I've been the guy for the last 6 years that's been like, we can stop with the VR after every single VR game, right? It's enough. We understand what VR games are. But now when it's not there, especially when there's so many other Ghostbusters games, you just listed off a bunch, it's a little strange. It's like, why not make a distinction and say, well, of all of the Ghostbusters games out there, this is the VR one. This is the one that you can, pick up your Quest or your PSVR 2 and play. We'll call it Ghostbusters VR Rise of the Ghost Lord something. But it's whatever. And I really think why are people saying in the chat that I'm muted?
He might be behind on the stream.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, people are talking about Altered Beast, so I'm definitely not muted. Good call. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the title, but I also don't know who the Ghost Lord is yet. Which, I mean, he's right there, present in this key art. So
right.
We'll know.
He kind of looks
enough.
like a Scooby-Doo character. He looks like a Scooby-Doo monster.
I was thinking Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like Mr. Freeze, Dr. Doom, and like Scooby-Doo. I don't know. Which I think is fine. I mean, so they did break down some details. We did get a couple new details in this. Although, when you were saying there's no gameplay footage, yeah, this game seems like it's still kind of a little early in development. Because Greg was talking about when he was playing it, that it was very early footage. The teaser they gave us was all CGI, everything. It wasn't actual gameplay footage. So it's weird because we've heard that this game has at least been in kind of the works or talks for at least 2 years, it seems like. But the actual development time doesn't seem to reflect that long. That probably, it seems like a lot of that time has been spent planning and writing and getting the whole game idea and concept together.
Yeah, I mean, graphics are one of the last things that really get polished up and implemented in games. They want to make sure that the gameplay is fun. They want to make sure that the core mechanics work, that the gameplay loop is all there. And so maybe
really, I heard that graphics were the first thing. It happened.
Yeah, well, if you look at Twitter, that seems to be what people think. And so it is interesting that I don't think probably mechanically the game is ready to be shown, right? To be like, hey, this is what you're doing in the game. But it's very likely that if they showed it now, people would be like, whoa, this is not ready for prime time. And they haven't even announced a date yet. They've said 2023 and have not given even a month. So this could be this could be further away than we think it is. But it's good to hear these early impressions because, especially since we haven't seen a trailer yet. We haven't seen really what it's going to look like. Although with this key art, AJ, I think we get a good idea of like what the direction that they're moving in. And I thought it was just me because I've been playing a lot of Fortnite this month. But the response overwhelmingly has been like, oh man, this looks like Epic Games teamed up with Dreams and Sony Pictures, and this is the Fortnite skins that we're getting this month for Fortnite proper. It kind of does look like that. Like it has a Fortnite look to it.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Love it or hate it.
Well, it's a tough one. I think I have no problem with it personally.
Yeah.
To me, it's all about just the experience of hunting down ghosts, teamwork, getting to use the equipment, and the way that's gonna feel. I think 5, 10, maybe more years ago, I'd be a little bit more upset about it because it's like I just want like that. I want that pure nostalgia overload, you know. But I got no problem with this doing its own thing, and you know, they mentioned this again in the interview where it's one of the, I think the first things that they sat down and talked about was the kind of experience they wanted to create, and it was somewhere in between where it's like, yes, you want to have this stuff that you remember, but you also want to bring something new and innovate, and I can definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, I can appreciate that too. I also feel as though, knowing full well that they had to make this thing run on Quest, there were limitations right from the get-go. And Dreams hasn't exactly had like the most realistic back catalog when it comes to graphics, but again, a lot of those games are meant to be played on Quest. I think they're capable of so much more, and especially with these bigger studios that they're opening up. I would love to see somebody's realistic VR take on Ghostbusters, right? Dark, gritty, realistic, with a bit of humor in there, to kind of reflect something like the original Ghostbusters movie. You know, when they're in the New York Public Library and the books start, going from one shelf to another and all that. That, dude, as a kid, that was terrifying, and I would love a game that reflects that aesthetic, that style. But
in VR, because we do have
VR.
the Ghostbusters. I don't know what it's called, if it's just called Ghostbusters, but it's kind of like the spiritual sequel.
Oh,
and it was incredible. I mean, that's probably part of the reason why I'm okay with the new look, because I feel like I've already gotten that experience. And but yeah.
Tom Flesheater Gaming in the chat says they're trying to make a new market in kid fans. They're not appealing to older fans, just with some references. Interesting, but again, as a kid, I became a fan not because it was cartoony, not because it looked like Fortnite, but because it was dark and gritty and also had some humor to it. And so I feel like, if that's their goal, then maybe they don't know what kids even want, right? Kids love Fortnite, but they also, I feel like kids are more mature now than ever, and because I don't think you find 12-year-old kids crying about Poltergeist 3 the way that I was. I think that kids are exposed to more than they've ever been exposed to earlier on, and they can handle the darker, grittier stuff a lot earlier than people like I could. So I think if they're trying to appeal to a new market and capture the old audience, this is probably the wrong way to do it. That said, here we are. This is the game we're getting, and as far as this is concerned, I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks like it's going to be. I kind of like the character designs, and the art style is fine. So.
They have a few different body types that you can choose from, which are the ones that you see here. But then I get the way they do it is that they have like different outfits and stuff that you can customize with, it seems.
Yeah, they're saying 5 different characters, which you can see all of them here, and it looks like one of them is somewhat of a spectral Ghostbuster.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah, if that's the 5th character, yeah. And is she holding a shotgun?
It kind of looks shotgun-like.
Okay, no, they did say that some of I think they got Jason Reitman. They got some feedback from him, and one of the things he wanted to do was have a little bit of like have the tools and the weapons look a little makeshift in some ways, a little MacGyvered up. So that's why the equipment looks slightly different.
Yeah, I think it's a good move too. There's a whole. I mean, as far as the setting goes, man, like it's actually kind of interesting that they changed the entire location, right? I think traditionally Ghostbusters always took place in New York. The headquarters was always a firehouse, and then here we are. This is taking place. Obviously, you get the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. It's taking place in San Francisco, and they're saying that the headquarters is in an abandoned cable car station. So that's going to give like everything just a whole new look and a whole new vibe, which.
I'm totally cool with that. And I love San Francisco. I've been there many times because my brother lives out that way. And yeah, San Francisco, I think, is a fantastic location for a video game. There's a lot you can do with it, and it could look really cool and fun.
Isn't there a Crazy Taxi that takes place in San Francisco? Is the first one, I think. It's like a San Francisco-like town. Yeah, very hilly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the hills.
Yeah, and they said that the containment unit, which is usually in the basement, is actually a converted cable car, and so you can look into the windows of the converted cable car and see the ghosts that you've captured, which I think is a pretty cool move. But I think the most interesting thing they talked about, AJ, were what they were focusing on. They said they were focusing on 3 different things, and that was authenticity, multiplayer, in VR interactions, mostly in regards to wielding equipment. And I think we should take the third part first. I love when they talk about VR interactions like this because the way they're describing it is very VR AF. It's exactly what we want to hear when we jump into a VR Ghostbusters game, right?
Yeah, I mean, using this equipment, all this iconic equipment is like, and the way that it feels. I mean, VR enhances the way games feel to play, and this is essentially a perfect medium to have that kind of dreamlike experience where you get to hold and feel the equipment yourself.
Yeah. Dude, walking around with a PKE meter and just, I mean, I think a lot of people have experienced this with different VR games already. So it's like, okay, well, now it's Ghostbusters' turn to do it right. But, different ghost sensing equipment, walking around with a PKE meter and having the levers gradually like go up or down or whatever, and like walking around sensing it, I think that alone is going to be really cool. But then they talk about the proton packs in the wands, and Greg Miller was saying that he said before he played it how he thought it would be strange if you would hold it like a normal proton pack or a proton wand. I don't know what the proper expression is for the thing you're shooting. He said, and apparently the game developers thought the same thing too, because they apparently give a handle, like a side handle, so that you're shooting this thing and it feels like more like a Gatling gun the way that you're holding it. And when I thought about that, and when I thought about like the hand positioning for that, immediately I was like, yes, this sounds absolutely perfect. And Greg even talked about the stance that he took. Like he widened his legs and like used his knees and like took this stance of like, all right, here we go. We're going into battle, knowing full well he didn't have to do that. And it's those kind of things, those kind of reactions from people that say, this dude was fucking immersed. Like the second he grabbed onto that proton pack, he was ready to go. I was a little concerned about the traps, because the ghost traps are something, throwing in VR is always a little janky. And so if you have to grab like a trap off of your waist and toss it out underneath the ghost, I would say that, without a little assistance from the game itself, that probably wasn't going to go very well. But what they talked about was a mechanism that actually shoots out the trap and retracts it. Like, so it sounds like it's just like an aim and kind of shoot it out.
It's probably a good idea, like he said, because throwing in any sort of VR is seldom like perfect, or even close to perfect. And yeah, what they are likely doing is finding that they need to find that right balance of like ease of use and quality of life, and then also the way it feels immersive, because the more you take away from just natural throwing, the less immersive it is, but then the more immersive it is, sometimes the less accurate and precise it is. So they got to find that sweet spot, which sounds like they've got some kind of solution for it. It'll be interesting to see how it works, because yeah, I mean, typically I don't even think they threw like, well, yeah, okay, they tossed it out straight ahead of them. I was thinking maybe they put it down and kicked it, which you could do probably too. But
we've definitely seen that in the movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan Kiefer agrees with something you said earlier. He said, just released Ghostbusters from PlayStation 3 in VR. I mean, it really was pretty much the perfect Ghostbusters game. Although, not going to lie, I'm one of the few people that really loves the old school NES and Master System and C64
games. They were so difficult.
I mean, I think when you got to Zool at the end, it was rough.
Wait, I'm trying to think of...
This was the one where half the time you're just staring at the map of the city, like head face down, and you're moving the Ghostbusters logo around.
Oh man, I hated that. Or wait, no, but you would actually, it turned into like a side-scrolling shooter, right?
Anytime you went to a job, yeah, you would control the two different Ghostbusters and you'd line them up, and you'd. But yeah, it wasn't a side-scrolling. Are you thinking of the Genesis game where you're actually just controlling?
Maybe there's kind of like just a standard side-scrolling platformer one.
Yeah.
There's also the top-down arcade one that was also crazy difficult. It's kind of got you like on a grid, and you're just like running around this grid and shooting stuff and basically just dying the whole time.
I don't know if I know that one. Oh wait, maybe I do. Is that the isometric one? Kind of top-down-ish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that was impossible. Yeah, dude. So many Ghostbusters games throughout the years, and in very few of them, I think, were any good. I think I loved the C64 one and the old ones because it was one of the few things I had to play. Going back, I'm sure it's rougher than I remember it. Dude, did you hear the part where they were talking in somewhat detail about the game modes?
Yes. I felt like I missed something though, but they did talk about how basically it is story driven. It revolves around the story of, I think the big bad is going to be this Ghost Lord guy, and there are multiplayer missions that you'll be doing. But then they did mention an exorcism mode, which is what they played.
Yeah, exorcism. It was a little confusing, and in fact, there's a bunch of stuff that I wish I was there for to be like, wait, slow down. We'll talk more about this, or because Greg talked about Ecto 1, and then not only he talked about Ecto 1,
the hub world. Yeah, saying that there's like a hub world that you could kind of hang out in. It seems, and yeah, there's probably the Ecto 1 and. Right. A couple other things there.
But like it's like we know he mentioned Ecto 1 during his chat with developers, and then he brings up Ecto 1 again post chat with the Kind of Funny crew. And both times he gets derailed and doesn't get to talk about Ecto 1 either time. And I was like, wait, so how are we getting from place to place? Are we actually do we get into Ecto 1? Dude, even the Commodore 64 game lets you drive Ecto 1 from place to place, right? And there was a ghost vacuum on top and shit, and you're avoiding shit. Dude, we haven't had that experience, right? There's been very few games that actually gave us the experience of driving Ecto 1. And it seems like it would be a massive waste to have this VR game where you want to experience being a Ghostbuster. And if it's set up like after the fall, right? Where it's, okay, time to go to our next location. And you just click on Ecto 1 and it fades to black and you fade in. And then there you are, you're at that location. You're like, no.
Well, I think I mean that's kind of what I'm expecting. Number one, because typically when we see a lot of VR games that don't have a lot of action set pieces, stuff like that, it's usually because there are smaller teams with a smaller budget, and that's literally the number one reason I always hear something I always hear people talking about, oh, we had this huge plan to do this, but then, performance or money or, time, things like that. Budget is usually the number one, but there's tons of reasons. So as much as I would love, I mean, if it were up to me, it'd be like an open world game where you drive around the Ecto 1 and you go to these different locations, you take different jobs and you explore and, find secrets and all that stuff. But it's just, I understand why it's probably going to have more of the structure that it has. They did even talk about replaying some of the same locations throughout the different modes, which is not really what I want to hear, because if there's one thing I love in games is getting to a new level and seeing a new level. But their focus was basically on two things gameplay wise, and that is the action and then investigating. Busting ghosts and then kind of investigating. And they said the different modes, kind of whatever mode you do, it kind of leans one leans more than the other, heavier.
Yeah, it was a little confusing, I think, because they made it sound like there were multiple game modes, and the one that Greg got to try was called Exorcism mode, but we have no idea what the other game modes are, and it did seem like the exorcism mode is or the exorcism type missions are going to be kind of the core of everything that we're experiencing. And so it sounds like there's going to be a lot of variety within the exorcism mode specifically, though, right? They're talking about the spectrum of investigation and combat, and each one, they all take place in different locations, and the locations are all of different sizes and whatever. And then some of them are going to focus a lot on investigation, where you're just going to be, using your PKE meter a lot, and you have to fix things or retrieve items like collectibles or whatever, and then also fight a few ghosts. And then some of them are going to be very, very combat heavy and rely less on the exploration part of it all, or the investigation part of it all, which is fine. And honestly, if it is set up like After the Fall, where it gives you reasons to continually go back, this is one of the things that maybe this could be the After the Fall game that I wanted, right? Because After the Fall didn't give you a lot of reasons to keep going back to the same locations over and over and over and over again, right? It just felt like you were doing the same thing over and over constantly. Oh, this time it's more difficult. Oh no.
Definitely that padding, that kind of artificial padding where it makes you replay the thing, makes it really grindy. And it's kind of like that, to some extent I'm okay with that. Like I don't mind grinding. I think it can be fun a lot of the time. But yeah, definitely it's not as good as content. Like content is king.
I mean, as long as it's fun. I don't mind grinding. As long as it's fun, I don't mind, like if you can disguise reusing content, you can
fun and rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And so if you're constantly like leveling up your equipment or whatever it is, or if if these collectibles that you're getting or the items you're fixing are contributing to, the next round that you play, then that could be really rewarding. So I do have faith that, N-Dreams is in charge of this thing. I do have faith they know how to make a fun game. And I do feel like that they're going to do this properly. But again, it's still very confusing right now because again, all we know about is the exorcism mode, and we don't know anything about the Ecto one. That's the end of my notes. Dude, they mentioned they obviously said this is coming in 2023. From the sound of it, the fact that we still haven't seen a proper trailer or any gameplay. What's the likelihood, AJ, that we're going to see this at the launch of PSVR 2?
I think it's unlikely. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm expecting this to be a kind of this time next year. I think October of next year sounds like a good thing. Or summer. I could see summer or October.
Yeah, I mean, why not capitalize on the spooky season? People will want to play a Ghostbusters game probably more in the fall than they would in the summer. So and
it's coming to PlayStation VR 2 as well, and PlayStation VR 2 will be out in just a few months. I think, but like you said, because there's no gameplay shown, even the early access footage. Or even the early access, they're saying it still seems really early in development. I think we got a bit of a wait for this one. Agreed.
All right, man. Well, I think it's time to move on. It is. I think we're right. Yeah.
Well, the last thing I'll say is that I fucking love Ghostbusters. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I will give anything Ghostbusters a chance. Yeah, and I look forward to this. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really good, actually, because it's being developed by N-Dreams in collaborations with Sony Pictures Virtual Reality. And yeah, I got a good feeling about this one. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, me too. If it wasn't being made by N-Dreams, I think I would be very, very concerned. I'd be like, well, I guess we'll wait and see how that goes. But the fact is, they really haven't disappointed us yet. The only time I think we were ever disappointed by N-Dreams was like Perfect, which was like, I think their very first PSVR title. And then everything since then has been pretty fucking awesome. All Yours History in the chat says Ghostbusters is mere seconds away. It's true. It's very true. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a little bit crazy, AJ, that Ghostbusters has such a good reputation and people love Ghostbusters so much, considering the fact that there hasn't been a ton of great Ghostbusters stuff out there from the official channels, right? The first movie was awesome. The second movie was goofy, but still awesome. And then everything from that point has kind of been, up in the air, let's say. I liked Afterlife, but man, Afterlife felt bloated to me. I was like, this was a fun watch. I'm glad they're taking Ghostbusters seriously, but it felt bloated. It felt needlessly long, like the sentence that I'm constructing right now. It also got a little bit goofy near the end with their homage. It just felt like it.
It's a tough one, man, because that first movie is just like lightning in a bottle, and it's hard to replicate that. But yeah, it's just a great IP. It's a really, really great IP, and I think we're all, there was that Ghostbusters game that I talked about. That was kind of like a continuation of the story, the PS3 one, originally PS3, then I think it got remastered for PS4. It's just a fun universe, and it's one that I definitely like want to keep exploring, and I think a lot of people would love to keep exploring. And yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, I would make, like I said, I've always dreamed of an actual legit scare the shit out of you Ghostbusters. Like I would love a Ghostbusters movie, game, whatever that was like legit scary. But I understand that that's a little too dark for wider audiences. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe people would love that. But I'm gonna always support the good Ghostbusters stuff that comes out of it for sure.
Yeah,
because I want to see more of it.
Yeah, we don't even acknowledge 2016 Ghostbusters, the slapstick comedy, and like, it's just so everything that Ghostbusters.
I gave it a fair shot.
Yep,
and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen ever.
So tough to get through. And I was down, man. I was absolutely down to give it a shot. I was like, "There's no way it's as bad as people are saying."
I enjoyed Afterlife, but yeah, it left a lot to be desired, for sure. But it had some cool moments, I guess. You know what I really loved was that Dreams Ghostbusters game. I hate that was limited time. Yeah. Because man, playing that Ghostbusters game that lasted literally 1 minute long, I did it like 50,000 times, and with the aim controller was just like, now that was satisfying.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I think I have footage of it right here. Here it is. Literally using the aim controller in Dreams and taking down ghosts. It was like an arcade game. It only lasted about a minute, and you get to destroy lots of stuff in this place. You got to capture all sorts of different ghosts, and it seemed really shallow at first, but the more you played, the more you realize, oh man, it's like if I get better at this thing, there's a lot more going on. So it was a short Dreams experience that no longer exists in Dreams, which is a real shame. I wonder if they just had the license for a limited time or what the deal was.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a limited marketing deal.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, using the aim controller, man, I think we all agreed throughout the entire span of the PSVR 1 that the aim controller would feel like a great proton pack wand or whatever they're calling it. Would have felt.
Yeah, surprisingly, we had a couple. Yeah, we've had a lot of Ghostbusters content, like you said. Just unfortunately, the majority of it, we don't like to talk about it because a lot of it wasn't good. The two things that we even got 2 PSVR experiences that were for Ghostbusters, and it's just like, oh yeah, why is it so hard to nail this IP? Right. So what End Dreams is doing looks good though. They look like they're on the right track, and I've heard even the Spirits Unleashed is good. So they're obviously trying to bring it back and trying to make it like, restored to its former glory.
Yeah. Oh man, I almost forgot about those Ghostbusters games on the for PSVR 1, the Firehouse and whatever the second one was called. Showdown. Yes. Oh man, The first one was like almost a cool prequel to be like, oh, you get to explore the firehouse and you get to walk around and you get to assemble a proton pack and and here we go. But then it was exactly the thing that I hate. It's like, okay, we'll click on the Ecto 1 to head off on our mission, and everything fades to black and then says to be continued. And then when it continues, we got like one of the crappiest wave shooters of all time. And those things were like $8 a pop, and neither one was any good. Holy crap. Movemaster Mick is wondering who the Panda Man is. Somebody said you look like the Call of Duty Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
I saw that.
Yeah. It's like you're a little bit of something to everybody.
Cool, bro. I love it. It's for your own interpretation.
That's right.
That's the advantage of being terrible at doing this, is nobody can tell what it is, and so everybody has their own interpretation. It is art.
You're an adorable panda.
I don't know what kind of sound they make, but I think that was close.
I have no idea. I don't know if I've ever heard a panda make a noise. You ready to play some 20 questions, man? Get this Halloween night underway?
I'm ready.
All right. I am the host this time around. That means I've got a game up in this head of mine, PSVR game to be exact. AJ and all of you guys out there have 20 yes or no questions and only 6 minutes on the clock to figure out what game I'm thinking of. AJ, are you ready?
I'm ready, man. Let's do this.
On your mark, get Des. Go.
Is it a horror game?
No, but I would say a horror vibe or a spooky vibe.
Spooky vibe.
Spooky vibe. Horror. No.
Is it sci-fi?
No.
Not sci-fi. What do you got, cats? Trick or treat. Give me some guesses to
smell my feet.
Guess. Let's see here. Everyone's talking about the face paint still. We got guys, help me out here. Man, does it use the move controllers?
The chat is AJing the fuck out of this game.
Yeah, they are.
It does use the moves, yes.
Uses moves. Okay, horror vibes, uses moves. Did it come out within the last 2 years?
It's an excellent question. No, it did not.
No, not newer. Let's see here. Does it have candy in it?
No.
Ask Dan Kiefer.
That's 5. No.
I should have went with you second. Oh wait, no. Okay. Is it a short game? Ask Aceville of the Corn Cat.
No, I wouldn't say short. I mean, we're talking PSVR length, right? I mean, short is relative term.
Does it support joysticks as well?
No, it does not.
Okay, so it's moves only. Is it a puzzle game? Asked Nick the Gamecat. How?
Do some push-ups, Nick. Yes, it does. It is a puzzle game. Yes, it has puzzles. Yes, it does. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Spooky vibes and puzzly. Let's see here. Spooky vibes. That's harder to think about. So use the moves, spooky vibes. I'm gonna say, I'm guessing is there full locomotion?
There is full locomotion.
Okay. Is there combat?
No combat. That's 10.
Only puzzles. What crap game have you chosen? Is it Blind Spot? I love it, Nihilist Ryan. He pays attention.
Right. Can I change it?
Does it have 3 of 18 floors? Does this game have multiple floors on it?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that wasn't the best question to ask. Did you say full locomotion? You did, right?
I did.
Okay. It's got full locomotion. It's a puzzle game. It uses the moves. Has this developer made other PSVR games?
I'm almost positive that yes, They did. Crap. I can't answer that because I don't know who the developer is. Hold on.
I don't know who the developer is. Oh my god.
Yeah, I just blanked on that. I'm sorry. Let me figure this out real quick.
AJing the fuck out of this, guys.
Yeah. No, they've not made other PSVR games.
Okay. So it can't be. Wait, let me actually ask the question that he asked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. I might waste too much time looking for this. Does it have 3 of 18 floors?
No.
Okay, so it's not 18 floors. It's not 18 floors, Nick. It's a good guess though. Okay, how many questions do I have left?
6 and a guess.
6 and a guess. How much time?
A minute and a half. Not even.
Okay. Does it have monsters in it?
No.
No?
Like more perceived than anything else. I don't think you see monsters.
Wait a minute. Is it made by... Yes, I was just thinking the same thing, Your Long Shadows. Is it made by From Software?
It is not made by From Software. That's 15, which doesn't have full locomotion, and I would remember FromSoft.
Oh, yeah, true.
Good question.
Are they called From Soft or From Software?
FromSoft.
FromSoft.
I think they used to be called From Software back in the day.
Okay.
Nick makes an excellent point. 18 floors has 4 floors.
Oh, because they got another one, right? You got like a DLC.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, you're running out of time. Hurry up.
Okay. All right. Did it come out within the first 2 years of the PSVR life cycle?
Nope. We're smack in the middle.
God damn it! You and these middle games kill me. Okay. Does it have? You said perceived monsters. Perceived monsters.
You are out of time. Give me a guess.
Is it Doctor Who: Edge of Time?
Sorry to tell you that no, it is not. By Unlimited Fly Games, coming out in 2019, requires 2 move controllers. It is Blind Spot.
What? No way.
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Yes, it is.
Get out of here with this.
How did you just sail right past that?
Out of here. Because you said spooky vibes, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's designed that way, but I just didn't think of it that way at all. Holy shit. Wait, but they made they made Code 51, because I was thinking about it.
Yeah, DRVR published both games.
Oh, they published them.
Yeah, as far as I know, and that was what I was looking up.
Oh my God, Alice Ryan! Somebody asked, "Is it take place in a mansion?" I could have kept going down that.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The developer of Code 51 was Smelly River. Great. And the developer of Blind Spot was Unlimited Fly. Yep.
Shit, man. Well, we got it in spirit.
IUR's History said that was like an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist.
That was. I was not expecting that.
Wait, Ian Stavridge says, "Wow, Brian does the greatest AJ of them all." What are you talking about? I
had like 5 guesses left.
All right, man. Well, that was fun. Nihilus Ryan absolutely called it. Well done. Somebody give Nihilus Ryan a hug, because that's how we reward people around here. Hugs for the winners and, let's be fair, the losers, because I'm sure there was a lot of Brian Pauls out there as well.
I'm forever now known as the Ghost Panda.
You Ghost Panda'd the fuck out of that. That's so funny. All right, you guys, don't forget, if you don't have any plans, or if you do and you want to blow them off, you can come hang out with us on Discord later tonight. I think it's probably going to take a couple hours for everyone to gather on over there. People do have things to do. I don't know. What, dude? Should I stream something? I feel like I should play something, right? Maybe I should do some Resident Evil Nightmare mode or something. I love Nightmare mode. Maybe I should get into that. So I might stream something just to kind of like fill the time between now and then. So keep an eye on the channel if you're looking to hang out and extend the Halloween festivities further. But also don't forget to join us over on Discord. Feel free to click that link and help out Mowvember as well, the Mowvember Foundation that CerealKiller spent all that time making his video for. The link is in the description. The link should be pinned to this video, and it's a good cause. It's a good cause, men's health awareness. Also, don't forget to go subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. Thank you to everybody who hung out today. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat, tried to help out on 20 questions. Nihilist Ryan obviously being the superstar in that. Also, everyone who supports us on Patreon, everyone that changed your name to Gamecat, but also everyone who sat back and watched the show, didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. Oh, it's Monday. AJ, can I cue the cat? Again, because I accidentally did it earlier.
Cue the cat, Brian, because I want to say have a happy Halloween to Scott, Jessico, PSN, Harry, Philip, the PSVR Gamecat for life.
Oh my God, I'm so done.
Twitter, the single player Gamecat, Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Gamecat. GB, the oozing game cat like mass.
We're like
with
losing
the ghost
subscribers by the second.
And the panda. Emoji. Bob Zarkov, the underground game cat. David, the game cat runs. You better run, David, because I'm coming for you. Ian Stanbridge. Guy son, fist bump to you. Shades of gray matter. Ooh, so scary in the shade. The Fenner PSVR says, let's rock. Happy Halloween. I hope that, how many subscribers do you think I lost here?
14.
Let's keep it going. I see the light, said the game cat. Says Brian, play 21.
Maybe I'll play 21. That's fun. Yeah.
Killer Cell in the house tonight. Killer Cell, baby. I can't. Okay, I can't do this anymore. Steve Irie, Bargosoft, Nick Mulo, the game cat. Should be Nick Bulow, Scallywag, Dan Kiefer. Thank you guys so much.
Steve Irie says, make him stop. Nice.
What's the matter, Steve?
It's the slowest cued cat ever. I know, man. That was painful to get through. Thank you, everybody. Happy Halloween. Hopefully, we'll see you later on Discord or in my whatever stream it is that's going to happen in a little bit. We love you all so very much. Thank you again. I should also, thank you, Sci-Fi Game Henry. Thank you, moderators, and thank you, J Meow, who gets us up on podcast
Y'all be
services
good
of
and
your
be
choice.
safe. Happy Halloween.
Twitch says fuck slow mode. Sorry. The shit was getting out of control. We had to slow you guys down a little bit. Get all your thoughts out in one comment. And then 45 seconds later, get all your thoughts out in your next comment. It's true horror, I know.
I want to play a VR game. Dan Keever asked me to do Jigsaw, and that's the best Jigsaw I've got. Nobody can really do Jigsaw without a bunch of processing.
I mean, you half look like him, like if Jigsaw was a panda.
Oh, a ghost panda even.
Ghost panda, Jigsaw, zombie skeleton podcaster. I think we nailed it. We figured out what you are.
You forgot sexy, but yeah.
No, I did not.